All right, we're getting somewhere. Got the whole top end kind of cleaned up. Did a lot of work off camera. Got the old piston out. Got the gasket surface cleaned up. This video, we're gonna start slamming this thing back together, get the valves in the head, get the piston on the connecting rod, cylinder on the engine, get the top end buttoned up. We'll see if we got compression. Stick around, I think. All right, we did a lot of work off camera. Yeah, we got this cleaned up. Is it perfect? No. Is it gonna work for what we're doing? Yes. We measured the ring gap in here. We're right on the ragged edge. That's fine by me. I did order the correct length, or the closest correct length I could find, thread insert for the spark plug. They're real short. If I can figure out how, I'll put a link to the Amazon description. This kit is way better than the actual Gila coil brand kit. This kit was like 30 bucks. It came with like 30 inserts. It came with the drill bit and the tap. The Gila coil kit that was like $66 or $67 did not come with the drill bit. We're not drilling into like, high carbon steel here. We're drilling into aluminum, so it doesn't need to be a super high quality bit. It just needs to be the right size. That was a lifesaver. It did stick out a little bit past the threads of the head. It's flush here. It stuck out like a coil and a half, so I took my Dremel and just beyond where it would normally break, I took my Dremel and I sliced that sucker off. I'm letting this set up before I thread a spark plug into it. I think that little tail sticking out of there is going to be fine. It's a mini bike. It's not NASCAR. I'm not worried about, that little ridge is going to affect the swirl pattern. It's a mini bike. It's a child's toy. Let's get over it. So here's our new piston. I got that cleaned up. It fits tight in the bore. It doesn't rock too much. I didn't mic it. It's a mini bike, not NASCAR. So let's go ahead and put the rings on the piston, and then I'll bring you over and put the piston on the connecting rod of the bike. I always start with the oil control ring. Put the little slinky down in the groove there. That's got to go in there first. And it's got these two thin little, some of these are marked top or have like a little dot. These Chinesium rings don't have that. Kind of put a bend to it. Walk her around. Try not to scratch up the side of the piston. Oh, perfect. This is the oil control ring. Keeps the oil on the bottom half of the piston while it's going up and down in the bore. Now, these Chinesium piston ring sets, this second one should have a little notch. I've had a magnifying glass on it. I can't see it. It looks pretty square cut, but the main defining difference between the second ring and the very top ring is the top ring has a chrome surface on it. So this one here that's just plain, that's going to be our second ring. I think they call that the backup ring. There we go. I don't work on too many two-strokes. I don't think two-strokes have two rings, do they? Yeah, maybe some of them do. So we'll clock that. Here's our top ring. Here again, there's no dot, there's no nothing. Usually there's a dot or a marking indicating up. This doesn't have nothing, so whatever. All right, get our gaps clocked a third away from each other. Cast into the piston, there's a little triangle. You think that would stick up. Nope, it sticks down on Honda CT70. And then look at here, it's got a little dish for like if you put a real hot spark plug in here, it's already pre-melted. So if you run lean, boom, you burn a hole right in the piston. This relief is bigger for the intake valve. This relief is smaller for the exhaust valve. Triangle, down. This isn't expensive. I want to say it was 30 bucks, under 30 bucks. If your bore is usable, I mean, even so, they make them oversized. You'll have some money in machine work, but we're not doing machine work here. We're just doing the bare minimum just to get by. We're just skating through life. All right, hey, guess what? We're back at the bike. We got our connecting rod. The engine's on top dead center. I've got this gasket surface scraped off. I've got the connecting rod. I've got this all cleaned up. Piston's been cleaned. It's time. All right, I'm gonna take a little engine oil, hit our connecting rod. Now these clips, man, they will take off on you if you're not careful. Here we go. There. Now I'm gonna try to bring that where it covers the slot. The clip covers that slot. I think that might be important. The original snap rings for the wrist pins don't have this giant tail on there. It's kind of hard. You got to stick a screwdriver in here and pop them out, or a pick, and that's what makes them fling off into cyberspace or whatever. So we got that on there. All right, let's go ahead and install that hog. Ooh, look at there, like it was made for it. Oh, because it was. Let's get our other snap ring in, walked in there. Oh no. You knew that was gonna happen. Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, try not to do that again. Needle nose, a twisting motion, and she snapped right in. All right, here's a base gasket. It goes on in this fashion. Ooh, it goes on in this fashion, actually. Oh, gotta make sure the cam chain goes through there. The other thing we can't forget is our O-ring here. I just take a little bit of grease to stick this to the case. There. All right, moment of truth. Let's get this hog on here. I'll put some oil on it, and we'll see if we can't drive her home. Oil up the rings and the piston. Put a little in here and give it a little fighting chance maybe. Let's just double check our ring gap here. Top ring is up here towards me. Where's the second ring gap? I think it should be over by you guys. Sure is. The bore is tapered, so we should be able to kind of rock this back and forth and get it in there. You don't want to go slamming her with the old swing press. Bust these little Chinese rings. Okay, coming up on the oil ring. There you have it. Now, we gotta stop. Can't just drive her home yet because we gotta fish the timing chain through there. We don't want to forget about him. Here it is. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me get a piece of wood and give her a little tap to seat that cylinder on those dowels. There, looks pretty seated to me. All right, let's go over to the bench and get the cylinder head assembled. All right, I can tell right now with a fair degree of certainty that putting the valves back in this thing is going to be a huge pain in the ass. If you remember, I don't know if I'll post it because I had audio problems, which turned out, I thought there was something wrong with my microphone. Turns out I just had inadvertently hit mute on my Rode microphone, so it wasn't recording any sound. We lapped these valves. The exhaust valve turned out awesome. The exhaust seat turned out awesome. Little oil on the valve guide, little oil on the stem. Then to hold our valve up, there we go. Just wad up an old piece of shop rag there. So this would be the exhaust valve, inner spring, outer spring, retainer. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road here. Let's get our redneck valve spring compressor. Won't be patenting that idea. It doesn't work the best, but better than nothing. Okay, and then let's see if we can get a magnet in there and see if we can't get the keepers installed. It's probably going to be a couple attempts on this. This is going to be a deal. Okay, there's one. What I'm trying to do is flip that keeper up top so I got a better chance at putting the one on the bottom. All right, let's just go for it. There we go. Look at there. Hey, that wasn't a bad tool after all, really.
Great success.
All right, let's try the intake. So, if you remember, yeah, the intake seat had some pitting. Here again, child's toy, not NASCAR. I'm thinking we'll be okay for what we're doing. Are we racing? No. Are we restoring? No. Are we just trying to take something that's been forgotten and neglected and put it back on the trail? Put a smile on a kid's face? Yes, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Just keep them off the YouTubes. That's all these young kids do. All right, let's see if lightning will strike twice. Inner spring, outer spring, retainer, hillbilly. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, let's see if I can't move that up higher. Okay, let's see. Oh, there. I know it was hard for you to see. I probably had my big melon in there, or the shadow or something, but what I did is I put the keeper on the bottom, worked it over to the top with the pick, and then I installed the bottom keeper. Oh yeah. That there is going to be a deal there. That's going to be good. There we go. Torqued. Okay. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how our valve job worked. We'll use the same old 2-cycle fuel that we used last time. Hopefully I won't spill it all over this time. No guarantees though. I kind of spilled a little bit. It's completely covering the valves now.
5 minutes later.
I think we're on to something here. I think we did okay. I'm looking in this intake port. The intake port is dry. I know you can't see it, and if I move it, it'll spill. Oh. All right, we're back at the bike. Here's the cylinder head. I got the dowel pins reinstalled. I got the head gasket on. I have the, oh yeah, we gotta get the cam gear. Yeah. I got the O-ring installed, so we're doing good there. Here's the cam gear. We talked about earlier, dot. Dot on the cam gear faces forward. So we'll put that on. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let that sit there like that. Oh, let's make sure our dowels are not annihilating the gasket. Okay. Looks like we need to loosen our cam chain. And I need to clean our cover. So, all right, I'm probably gonna cut this video off here or maybe splice in something else. I got some more cleaning to do. On the next episode, we'll torque the cylinder head and then we'll set cam chain tension. And then after that, we'll get into the carburetor and we should be pretty close to lighting the hog. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, a lot of mini bike content, you know, It's still cold out. I don't want to drag a big, huge project over here. I got a couple big projects I'd like to bring over. It'd be some really, I think, cool content. Just not there yet. We're not through the snow. We're not through the salt. But we got a little time yet, so we're going to keep cranking on this mini bike stuff and try to make some runners so we can go do some fun stuff this summer. So appreciate you watching. You know, like, subscribe, share. I know there's a ton of Honda mini bike content out there, but not everybody does everything the same way, you know. So yeah, appreciate you watching.